Ahoy there, Captain Benzie here, coming at you with part 2 of our look at Diablo Immortal through the eyes of the Barbarian character. This is continuing on from where we were before with the Ashworth Cemetary section of the early game. Again, obviously, if you've accidentally clicked onto this and you do want to remain completely spoiler-free for the early experience of Diablo Immortal, well, here is your chance to click off this video and go watch something else of mine. Ultimately, if you haven't watched the previous video as well, I do recommend you go and do that because it'll pick up where the first video left off. Essentially, there is the I got into the closed alpha video, where we start off as the demon hunter and I showcase what the very first steps into the game are like. Then the first part of the barbarian playthrough, which goes through literally the area straight after that as you enter Ashworth Cemetery. Today we are literally picking up at the exact point where that last video stopped. Literally, I stopped recording the first one and then just started again and did this part. So I'm recording the intros separately to the main video itself. Anyway, if you do enjoy the video, let me know by hitting like on it, sub to the channel to make sure you don't miss the third part when I eventually get around to making it and putting it up. And of course, let me know in the comment section down below what you want to know about Diablo Immortal's closed alpha, because there's a lot I'd like to talk about. I just want to know what you guys want to hear. Anyway, with all that said and done then, let's jump right into part 2 of our Barbarian playthrough through Ashworth Cemetery. Last time we were running around Ashworth Cemetery trying to stop Lethes from finding Queen Asila's tomb. She had interrogated some guards and basically discovered that the handmaiden, the Queen's handmaiden, was the only one who... blasted spider, was the only one who knew where the old Queen's tomb was. Unfortunately, we didn't make it to the handmaiden in time. Lethes had found her, captured her, and tortured her until she gave away the location of the tomb. We are now at the tomb to catch up with Lethes and stop her doing whatever evil it is she intends to do. Something to do with a world stone, a shard of the world stone. So we're now going to go find Lethes and put a stop to her. This is where things actually start getting really interesting in Diablo Immortal. The Queen's spirit will lead the way to the Black King Leoric. Because of course it will. We need to have more Leoric in Diablo. Leoric is basically the main character as far as I'm concerned at this point. Leoric, of course, is the original king of Tristram, and he kind of went mad courtesy of Diablo, and in Diablo 3 you end up killing him, and oh, guess what, he's back here in Diablo Immortal as well. As I said, you get these little cool fights in Diablo Immortal that are really a little bit like almost bullet hell shooter bits, which I'm actually really for. So like, ah! Got hit by that laser, didn't move out of the way in time. Trying to avoid the skeletal mage, whilst also trying to kill these spiders, which are doing their vomity thing to me. Maybe I should have kept that whole get over here chain thing. We're going to run past it. No, we're going to run into all of these. And go past, round to the back of our little skeletal mage. Bang! There we go. Let's move out of the way for the laser beam. My controls are absolutely terrible today. I'm being an idiot. Anyway, there we are. Move away from the orbs. Get behind him. No, the orbs turn quickly. The orbs turn quickly, and they actually really hurt. Ow. There we are. We're going to back in on the skeletal mage and keep hitting him. There's the laser beam again. We're going to get behind him. Start swinging. When that laser beam gets a bit closer, round we go. There we are. Use the sprint function to get closer. And now avoid the big orbs here. There we go. Get them to hit the wall. Avoid the laser beam. Get around the back. They're quite cool little fights. I do really enjoy these kind of small fights in Diablo Immortal, and some of the boss fights in the dungeons are pretty cool as well. This seems to be taking a lot longer than it did when I was on my Demon Hunter, but that could just be that the Demon Hunter is ridiculous and just does high-powered damage, plus obviously when I'm running, when I'm hitting, I can still be moving. Here you can see if I try and move the stick whilst swinging, I don't move. The Demon Hunter does still move whilst firing his crossbow. Anyway, we are on the last little bit now, so I'm going to get round behind, activate the sprint. There we go. And just start smacking our skeletal mage there as quickly as we can. Let's try and get this guy down. Come round, bang, big hammer, immune to knockback. Oh, that's a lot of those. We're just going to grab the health globes, run the long way around here. Even if you reach the manor, her task will not be halted. The ritual is underway. That's nice. We're just going to keep going. Yeah, we can tank that damage. It's not much there. We can tank that and kill him. Down he goes. Skeletal mage is dead, 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 or dead again, depending on how you want to... The mansion can only be to the north. I have to hurry. Okay, yep, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to hit level 17, and then we're going to sprint back up to the mansion. There we are, so return to Ashworth Cemetary, because we can't just run back to the entrance. No, we've got to use a cool teleporty portal to take us there. Oh, we've got more daily activities. Under the achievements, equipment hoarder, collect 50 items. There's a bit more experience for doing that. Now we need to head off to the Ashworth Manor and find out what's going on up there, because apparently Lethes is about to do some bad things. And we can't let bad things happen in a video game. When we're the good guy, we need to stop the bad guy from doing bad things. That's like video game 101, right? So angry Benzie is going to go on a running adventure, and we're going to find out, oh no, don't kill me. It's not going to kill me. They're really not going to kill me. Like, at this point in the game, everything just dies so easily, and does so little damage that I can't, yeah, there's very little challenge early on in Diablo Immortal. It starts to arrive a little bit later on, but of course it's Diablo. The idea is that you go through the story multiple times, and it gets more and more challenging as you go on. Hungry Torso, I broke his legs in just the torso. Oh, we get to go to the spooky manor that we looked at in the last video, where we get the spooky ghost lights and the gate that opens itself that I said I wanted to have for my own driveway. Anyway, we've got Zul here. Only Zul. We're going to follow him through as well. Ah, hello again. I assume you followed the surge of energy here as well. Lethes never did have the patience for subtlety. Come, we must find the source of this profane rite. At its apex we will find my wayward apprentice, in an arena with 59 other players. That's apex, isn't it? Oh, bone golem! Or golem, however the heck you want to say it. Golem! It's not Lord of the Rings, it's golem. Should be golem. We need to kill this guy because I could just try and destroy the death ritual like it says, but surprise, surprise, if you do that, it's a channel bar that is going to be interrupted. Now this guy, again, very little damage. I've still got all my health potions. I'm quite happy just to sit here and auto-attack and slam when I need to. We're going to whirlwind just to get the mage here as well. Kill him. You see when things die, they do that kind of explodey thing. Now we can destroy the death ritual, and oh boy, my health took a pounding there, so let's drink up. And off we go. Zul. A necrotic barrier. Quaint. Well, there are always 3 of these rituals. Go and put an end to the others. In the meantime, I'll go and keep Lethes occupied. For my sake, do try to be expedient. And so off we go. Let's kill the royal guards here, follow my footprints. How am I following footprints? Like, I haven't made them yet. The footprints are telling me where to go, but footprints are traditionally something you leave behind when you've already been somewhere. Like, it's... I know it's kind of just the language of video games. You see a track of footprints, and of course you follow them, but think about it. Yeah, footprints are the things you leave behind when you've already been somewhere. Unless you're following someone specifically, it doesn't make much sense. Anyway, we've got a blood golem this time. Let's move out of that area of effect. Kill the skeletal warriors with, I think, oh boy, break the blood golem's shield to stop his attack. Nope, he's just going to do his attack and deal some damage, but fortunately it does almost nothing to me because we are early game Diablo Immortal, and as I said, just you kind of, at this point, at least in the closed alpha, it's really hard to die. Like, I think on my, let's break his shield to stop the attack, so it's just basically keep hitting. Nope, still not enough. Basically, yeah, when I came through on Benzie, like, I've died maybe 3-4 times in total on his run, and it's usually due to just doing stupid stuff. Like, not any real kind of actual danger going on. I'm kind of hoping they do up the difficulty a little bit when this sort of gets towards live, because as it stands right now, for me, it's fine, because I know Diablo gets harder later on, but it does take a while to sort of get a challenge. And there's definitely a line that you have to draw where you say, well, it's early game, we want people to get in and just get used to smacking things with axes, blowing them up with spells, yada yada yada, and then we'll bring the challenge in later once they've got used to what the game's doing. But I just kind of feel like, you know, you're several hours into the game at this point. Like, I mean, just on the videos, you see I've taken a little bit of time to reach this point. Like, I'm not sprinting through it. So we're about 2 hours into the game at this point, and there's just very little that ever takes you close to dying. Which is, you know, I get it, but I kind of wish it had a little bit more going on that might push you to party up with some friends in certain situations. As you'll see, once we even hit the dungeon, you can solo it currently. On your first playthrough, dungeons are soloable, which, again, I kind of get it. You don't want to necessarily force players into multiplayer on their first run. I mean, again, if you've been like questing in World of Warcraft, you'll know what it's like when you reach the end of a quest line and it requires you to go into a dungeon and you just can't find a group for it. You kind of stall out and you're stuck there for ages until eventually you do. But ultimately, as long as you've got a good group finding system, there should be no problem with that. And I kind of think that the dungeons should be difficult for a solo player to run through on playthrough 1. Possible, but difficult. So that you kind of get rewarded for spending the time to wait for a group and work with friends. That's just my personal thoughts. Obviously, everyone has their own different ways of thinking on these things, and I don't think either is invalid. It's just how I like my multiplayer games to be. If I'm going to be running around in a world that is like, other players are running around in, it's a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, MMORPG, then I kind of expect the MMO to be a big part of it. I know it's a mobile game and people sit there and go, but mobile games are designed for casuals. I wholeheartedly disagree with that. And it's a conversation I have a lot with Eve Echoes, with people going, oh yeah, but you need a fleet to do all this kind of thing, and it's a mobile game, you shouldn't be forced to play with other people. And it's like, why not? Why not? If you're playing Call of Duty Mobile, you're forced into having other people on your team. Why not here as well? The fact that there's a lot of solo content is great, and I love that, but I don't see that as an argument for why you shouldn't have to do certain things with other players. I think there are times when if the game says actually you should be running around with other players at this point, then well, yeah, you should be running around with other players at that point. That's the entire point of an MMORPG. Otherwise, you just play an RPG. The MMO part is it's right there in the name, massively multiplayer online role-playing game. So, I'm in two minds about it. But anyway, I'm rambling now. We've killed our 3 golems. We're now going to go back and kill these hounds on the way to join Zul at the manor. Literally all I can think of is Ghostbusters when I hear that. Zul. Tell me I'm not alone in that. Tell me I'm not alone in that. Anyway, here we are. We are with Lethes and Zul. So forgive the bad voices. Damn you, Zul! Always so persistently afraid of my talent. Well, no more. I am beyond you now. Well, I mean, you're right there. Soon, Leoric's soul will be mine, and with it, I will be the greatest necromancer alive. Rathma himself will fear my name, and your suffering begins now. Or does it? Or can I? No, we can't swing at her. We've got to kill a Lethes simulacrum first. Which is kind of cool. Big, glowy purple Lethes that runs away when we actually do damage to it. And then does kind of... hang on, that's Grim. That's Grim from Hollow Knight right there. And there's the bullet hell. There's the bullet hell that I was talking about in the other video. Yep, that hurts, actually. That actually does hurt. Not enough to prove any form of worrisome bother for killing me. But enough to be noticeable, which at this point I suppose is the closest thing to a challenge we're really going to get. Noticeable damage. Anyway, down the simulacrum goes, back up here. It is done! The breach is open! You cannot stop it! And I don't intend to. You are my target, Lethes. My failure to put down. Go, Zul, you badass. Please! You can no more put me down this time than you could the last. Ooh, backstory and history. What does Zul have to say? The rift is drawing strength from the Skeleton King's essence. You must go inside and break the tether that connects them. And how would I do that? Kill Leoric. You'd be surprised how often that works. Lethes desires dominion over the undead, the power Diablo left within Leoric's blackened soul. Put his spirit to rest, and the rift will go inert. Cool, so now we get our first dungeon, and the battle pass unlocks. Now I've talked about the battle pass at length in other videos, but basically, it's this. You kind of get free rewards that are all crafting related stuff that just help you out in the game, which is pretty cool, and you get quests in order to do this, and the first of which, of course, is the Mad King's Breach. So that's exactly what we're going to do, and this is where I was talking about the dungeons. You'll see here, you can tap to find party members for dungeons. Now, at normal level on the difficulty 1 runs, I'll be honest, I've not ever found anyone. I guess that obviously we're closed alpha. Closed alpha means not many other players around particularly, and a lot of them are going to be a lot higher level than we are. So I'm just going to hit enter, and we're going to watch the intro cinematic. Yeah, I've actually edited in my previous run there because I love the fact that each of the dungeons gets those little sort of hand-drawn intro cinematics now. It's so cool. They tell the story of that particular dungeon. You do get them every time, but you can skip them easily enough, which, you know, I'd like a toggle in the settings, perhaps, that says that once you've seen it the first time, it doesn't play it again, but it's still really cool. And for me, the fact that I can get through it every time as well means I can record it for footage, which I'm kind of cool with. Anyway, so this is the Mad King's Breach, which is our first real dungeon here in Diablo Immortal. It's very straightforward. It's not like, you know, again, if you've played World of Warcraft and things like that, the dungeons there are a little bit more in-depth than this one is. This is kind of basically just a straight run, followed by a few bosses to kill. There's not really all that much in the way of exploration or crazy events and things like that. Very straightforward, very simple. Just some really cool boss fights, like Sir Gorash here. Avoid his AoEs, try not to get trapped in the walls, and kill the adds as they spawn. If you're doing this in a party, obviously you get help to do this kind of thing, but as I said, on your first run, doing it solo isn't overly difficult. You kind of get these, like the adds do a bit of damage, and if you keep getting caught in the AoEs, if you're just going to stand there and spam, you know, he will kill you. But just a little bit of movement, a little bit of thought about how you might go around this, you will very easily get him down. So now we go through to the Grand Hall. So Angry Benzie needs to reach the courtyard gate, and here we go through the Grand Hall. Lots of enemies. There we go, bang! Smash them all in one go, cleave the rest, let our whirlwind recharge, use the energy globe there to do a full recharge, bring all of these enemies together. Once they're in place, we are going to smack them and then whirlwind them, because that's what we do. Big AoEs to take everyone down in one big mincemeat meat grinder. Smash, smash, slam. And off we go. And ooh, big guy under the floor. I'll be honest, I know he's there. First time I came through this area, though, he genuinely scared the bejesus out of me. I thought this massive enemy had just appeared, and the sound he makes as he appears as well was enough to sort of just knock me off guard. I was playing with my headphones on, and just, yeah, it was like, oh boy, where'd that come from? Like, okay, we're not talking Silent Hill levels of terror and fear here, but enough to sort of just make it memorable, which I really liked. It was a nice little sort of just, I don't know, nice little mini event as this guy appears under the glass here and starts slapping at the floor beneath you. And you just run through and kind of go, oh well, we can deal with that, and keep going. And then he kind of follows you, and you're like, oh boy, is this guy going to be our boss, perhaps, do you think, at the end of this room, maybe? Is that a possibility? Is Diablo Immortal going to do that to us? And, well, I'll let you guys, you know, make up your own minds on how you think that's going to transpire, whilst I whirlwind these ghost rats and wraiths. There we are, and this guy's trying to break through the glass underneath me. I don't know if he just really wants to give me a hug, or if he's a bit angry that I'm currently killing his friends. But this lag spike definitely is not much fun. That's really not great, especially when I'm trying to record a video. Thank you, internet. I don't know if that's my internet, or if that is the other side of things. Let me look over my shoulder. No, my router's still onwards. Connection failed, retry. Oh, great. Thank you, Diablo Immortal. Well, we are closed alpha. This is to be expected, and I will leave it in the video because, of course, this is important. This is important to showcase that actually, yes, you do get this kind of stuff in closed alpha, but, oh well, there we are. That was a nice, easy fix. We come back in, and he's there. Now, as I was saying, I'm not sure if he's angry that I'm killing his friends, or if he just really wants a hug. I mean, he does look pretty lonely down there. I think hug is probably on the agenda. So we'll see. Anyway, there he is. We're going to walk past and get to... Oh no, would you look at that? It turns that Manorock is the boss. This was the boss all along. Who saw that coming? Who saw that coming? Who could have possibly foreseen that the enemy that was slapping on the glass as you're walking through the corridor is, in fact, the boss of this little area? I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you. That I just could never have guessed. Would not have seen that coming. We're going to move out of the AoE here. And we're going to keep killing the ads. But I've got to say, though, I think it's really cool that, okay, early on here, yes, obviously disconnects are going to be a thing. If you get a phone call while you're playing because you're an idiot and didn't put Do Not Disturb on, it happens to us all, trust me, I've done it myself. It's a mobile game. It's it's an occupational hazard, I suppose. But yeah, if you're going to get caught by something like that and disconnected briefly, like if you're playing in a car journey and you go through a tunnel or whatever, it's nice to know that the game does reconnect you really quickly, exactly back where you left off. We've got the little skulls here to avoid. I like these mechanics. It's nice to see the bosses aren't just hit it till it's dead. There are bits that you have to avoid, little strategies, AoEs to jump out of like this one. Want to move out of range, bang, and then back in we go and continue hitting Manorock in the face until he explodes in a ghostly blue light. There we go, reached level 20, I can now join a clan, huzzah! When the game launches there will be a Cat Skull cartel. There we are, we move into our next area, there we are, ascend the stairway. This is quite cool as well, that the gargoyles come to life. It's Diablo, it's typical ooky spooky dungeon, which means of course the gargoyles come alive. What were you expecting? So we're going to kill everything here. Yes, I know we can join a clan. Do you really have to have that on screen there whilst I'm currently going through a dungeon? Again, another thing I definitely want the ability to turn off. I like the little alerts that tell you, yes, you've hit this level, you now have the capability of doing this really cool thing, but I wish that you could have it so it just appeared and didn't require you to go through the tapping tutorial every poxy time. Like, I've done this now on 4 or 5 characters, well, no, 3, 4 characters, this is my 4th, so, I know that at level 20 you get access to clans. I don't then need you to make me go through the menu to tap it all away to get rid of those, like, tap to view clans. I don't want to go through all of that. I know it's there. Anyway, new skill though, Furious Charge. Charge forward, knocking away all enemies in your path, dealing 470 damage. Maximum 3 charges. Yes, we're going to equip that instead of the sprint. There we go, because we should, yep, have it. It's basically a sprint ability anyway. Yeah, let's grab these things, pull everyone together. Like, why are skeletons so slow? Come to me. I want to, AoE all of you, and boom, just to showcase that one. Gosh, I'm taking damage. Okay, we'll heal up there. Gonna whirlwind everything, and then we're gonna bang, bang, bang. I do like the fact that just tapping on one of these things kind of aims it at the closest enemy as well, so you don't have to manually aim it every time at everything. If you just need to hit something quickly, you can do so. Just run up to it and then bang. There we are, there's the cleave. Obviously, cleaving a single enemy is kind of pointless, you should just auto-attack, but just to showcase. There we are. Anyway, clear the throne room of all enemies. Royal Guards, lots and lots of Royal Guards, we're going to whack them, and the gargoyles come to life, because of course they do. You can't have a creepy, ooky, spooky castle where the gargoyles don't come to life. Like, seriously, what kind of castle do you have if your gargoyles are just made of stone? I mean, other than, a real-life one. I mean, if you're in a fantasy game and, your fantasy castle doesn't have living gargoyles, I just feel like you're doing it wrong. I just feel like you're doing it wrong, and quite frankly, you disappoint me. You disappoint me if that's you. If you aren't, thinking about things like having proper gargoyle presentation, then, well, you shouldn't have a big ooky spooky castle. It comes with the territory, so it's important. It's important to me, okay? Anyway, continue to mow everyone and everything down. We have earned a resurrection, which is nice. This is a cool little thing. I don't remember this being in Diablo 3. Again, it's been a while since I properly played it and died. Having only done like a run with my wife semi-recently. But I seem to remember, I don't remember it. Basically here, as you're playing through the game, you fill up these resurrections. And then when you die, you can just use that resurrection to immediately come back wherever you are, which is really cool. I really like that. It rewards you for playing in long sessions, and it helps you get through some what could otherwise be some fairly tricky sections of the game. Just by and it allows you to mitigate some of the idiot mistakes you make, like standing in the AoE while the guy swings the club at your face. Obviously, that is not something you should be doing. You should be trying to run out of the AoE when Leoric goes to swing it. And when he jumps onto his horse, yeah, 100%, you need to run out of that AoE to not get hit by it. Then we're stuck in our little arena, we move out of the way of his charge, and we then proceed to whack him with a hammer and an axe. He's going to summon adds again, we move out of the way of his AoE little charge thing, mow down all of the adds as they appear, cleave the ones that don't get hit by, don't get killed just by the thing, and then we're going to hit him with a hammer again. We are going to heal because ouch, damage, and we're just going to comfortably go through. As I said, I'm not saying you can't die early on in Diablo Immortal. You definitely can. You definitely can. Like, death is a possibility, but you have to really be snoozing and just not paying any not paying any form of attention in order to actually get killed. Like you can see, I've still got like tons of my my healing potions and that. Again, I keep getting hit by that one. I swear I was out of the way of it, but you've still got those healing potions. I'm not in danger of actually dying. I'm just taking a lot of damage. As long as I'm paying attention and know to actually heal from time to time, it's not easy to die. You have to almost make effort to try and die. Which, again, I get it. It's early on in the game, but still, I kind of wish there was a touch. I forgot to move completely there. I'm talking too much. I wish there was a touch more challenge. Let's run around and grab those health globes. We're going to kill these guys because they're annoying me. Out of the way of the AoE. I'm going to charge through. He's immune to knockback. Oh, no, stay in the arena. Move out of the AoE. Nope, we're going to get hit by the AoE again, because of course we are. We're then going to whack him with our hammer and finish off Leoric. And there we go. That is the Mad King's Breach. Pretty cool little dungeon there, I think. It's the first dungeon that you have in the game, so I'm kind of all for that. You then get the opportunity to loot, obviously, everything that's in the room there. Did we get any cool items? Yes, we did. We got some new armor. We got a new broadaxe of willpower. Ooh, rare shoulder pads. A new helm, which is a cap. Ooh, and a belt. Let's have a look at that. How bad do I look now? Yeah, it's still not great. Those shoulder pads are horrific. And the cap there, I'm really not sure what to make of that. But hey, we're not in this for the looks. I'm not sure if there is the ability to do the whole transmogrify yet, where you can make your armor look like other bits of armor. You pay some stuff and you make your armor look all unique, all unified, etc. There we are, that's Mad King's Breach done, so we can get the thing there. Under activities, we can claim that we've done Mad King's Breach. We can go back to the guide, equip 2 rare items, and under achievements, collect 80 items. There we are. So, and we leveled up our battle pass on this character. Cool. So we're going to get some scrap materials, which we would use at the blacksmith for upgrading our gear. Now, battle for the shard, talk to Zul. Lethes got away. She was right. I couldn't do it. I couldn't kill her. But you can still catch her if you're quick about it. You're wounded. Let me help you. Nah, if she escapes because of me, I won't be able to live with myself. Go, now! And off we go. Now, obviously, we're getting toward the end of the runtime on this particular video, but let's activate the waypoint there. Waypoints, obviously, are just things you can kind of use to transport yourself around, and sort of quick travel between areas. And we've got a little event here. Officer Hagen. So we're going to kill him. As I said, I know we're kind of at the end of the runtime here. Theoretically, I am going to go over a little bit. I've got my little my alert telling me we're about to hit the 30-minute mark, and that's normally where I try and call one of these videos, but we're getting so close to the end of this little bit of a quest line, I'd rather just finish this one off in this video, and then we can move on to the next area in the next one. So we're going to kill Officer Hagen here, because obviously he is an epic level mob, purple mob, and I'm going to take all this damage. I'm just going to tank it and sit here. Going to get out of the way of that charge there, though. Thank you, Hot Streak, for helping me out. Our enemy turns into a massive treasure chest. We loot everything, and then we're going to run away from this guy and just... So many enemies. So many enemies. Okay, we're not running away. He's caught up to us, and we're just going to run him down then with the with our AoE. There we are, and onwards we go. Let's finish off Lethes. Follow after Lethes. And through we go. Few more enemies to kill. Battle for the bridge. Insert Final Fantasy V Gilgamesh music here. And welcome to Lord's Rest, which is a solo story dungeon. When you get a solo story dungeon like this, it doesn't mean it's a dungeon like we had before. What it means is that you have to do this next bit solo, because it's all story related, and you don't have other players running around. It's done, Lethes. You will never have Leoric's soul. You're right. I won't. Instead, allow me to demonstrate what this stone can do in the right hands. My hands. Vomit blood everywhere, and then explode in a magical aura of death. There we are, okay, so right, combat actually begins now, and we're going to keep beating on Lethes and hopefully fill up our ult nice and soon. And now that she starts casting, we're just going to zip through to the other side, and then again, zip through to the other side, because, oh, there we are. Actually, we are perfectly aligned there, so that we're not getting hit by all of those bullet hell skulls. Oh, out of the way, out of the way, ow, ow, ow. Although I got the health globes, so not really as much ow as you might think it would be. And swing into the ultimate and hit everyone hard. I don't even care that those skulls are hitting me, I just want to kill that bone golem nice and quickly, and then take on Lethes, who is now down to 1 and a bit bars of health. Oh, crikey, ow. That was painful. Smack Lethes, move out the way. No, we don't move out the way at all. We get hit and stunned by it, because of course we do. Let those skulls trace around after me, and now that they start getting close, I'm going to move out of the way. And oh look, she's summoned another golem. Like, seriously, Lethes, it's not fair. There's only one of me. There's, like, why do you keep summoning so many things? It's because you know I'm more powerful than you. That's what it is. You're afraid of me. Afraid of me. Can't fight me Mano, Mano? Undead Mano, so you fight me Mano a Rocco. Or Mano a Bono, I think. Yeah, ow. Oh, ow, that actually really hurt. Anyway, we are now on Lethes' final bar. She's dropped a load of health globes, which I'm just going to keep on the floor there in case I need them. We're going to zip through, stand at some range here, and just kill this bone golem nice and quickly, avoiding the AoE stuff that she's doing. I'm going to do this just so I can move and hit the bone golem as well. Whoop! Yes, I didn't get hit by it this time. I did not get hit by it, and the skulls are all going to fade. Bang, big axe blow to finish. No, didn't quite. Cleave to finish. There we are. And Lethes is now down. Focus on the Worldstone shards. So she drops that Worldstone shard, and there we go. We're now going to walk up to the Worldstone shard and take it. Just, you know, put it in your pockets. Although, in fairness, this guy doesn't really appear to have pockets. So where has he... I'm not sure I want to know. I'm not sure I want to know where the Barbarian keeps his extra gear. So, Lethes escaped then. She never was the type to put her life on the line. What? No, we just fought. I killed her. Did you now? And yet dead people tend to leave corpses. They certainly don't explode into bloody mist. They just sort of crumple. No body, not dead. It's nice to know that Zul is the whole no body, no death kind of guy. Like, he's clearly watched films and knows that rule. I will have to follow after her. Regardless, I must thank you for your aid, my friend. Blessings of Rathma upon your journey, wherever it may take you. And there we have it. All this suffering over a single shard. Hopefully Elder Cain has found a way to destroy them once and for all. Now, let's see if this Squalor for Westmarch he gave me actually works. So now we're going to go here, we're going to open a portal to Westmarch, and then we're going to jump through it, ending this video nicely with our arrival at Westmarch for the first time. Now, ultimately, this is where I'm going to end things, as I said here, just because I think we've covered enough today. I tried to keep this to 30 minutes. We're over the 30-minute mark now, but I wanted to showcase the first dungeon and the end of this little quest line. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Like, to me, this is a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying doing these videos and just talking whilst I play the game and doing the voiceovers of the characters. If you're enjoying it, please let me know in the comment section down below. Hit like, subscribe, do all that other jazz. And as I said, if you've got anything that you want to see showcased in Diablo Immortal, please do let me know. I'd love to know what you guys are actually interested in knowing about the game, so that I can showcase it in future videos. Anyway, for now, we're going to call it there. Stay tuned, subscribe, and keep an eye out for part 3 of this particular series as we continue our playthrough with the Barbarian. Thank you ever so much for watching right the way to the end, guys. Happy sailing, and see you in Sanctuary.